This Redwall 5 SIP adjustment procedure video is provided as a reference tool to accompany the adjustment manual that was supplied with this unit. Before starting the video, it is essential that you read the adjustment manual first. Please note that the detector demonstrated in the video is model number SIP 3020 with creep zone. These are the tools required for a proper installation. Included in your kit is an area plate, an area masking seal, an Allen key, and a pair of tweezers. The AVF1 Area Viewfinder and the AWT3 Area Walk Tester are optional but necessary tools. You may want to consider these other useful tools such as a Phillips screwdriver, measuring wheel, voltmeter, and cones or some sort of markers. The following 20 steps will be covered in this adjustment procedure video. You may also want to have your adjustment manual handy for additional reference. Step 1. Rough vertical angle adjustment. First, measure the installation height from the ground to the bottom of the front part of the SIP unit. The mounting range should be 7.6 feet to 13 feet. Second, loosen the angle adjustment Allen screw. Third, adjust the vertical position of the SIP to either guide notch depending on the installation height. Please note that if the mounting wall is at an angle, this guide may not apply. If this is the case, adjust it carefully during the walk test. Step 2. Rough horizontal angle adjustment. First, loosen the side angle adjustment Allen screw. Second, rotate the SIP horizontally to the desired position. Third, tighten the adjustment Allen screw, making sure that you do not over-tighten it at this stage. Step 3. Mounting the AVF1, initial setup. First, loosen the two front screws. Then, pull out the screws as far as possible. They have lock washers, so they will not come out all the way. Next, slide the cover down and pull out from the bottom. Using the supplied red cord, hang the AVF1 on the SIP to avoid accidentally dropping it. Now mount the AVF1 on the SIP. Please note that the mounting pegs are keyed, so the AVF1 can only be mounted in one direction. Once the AVF1 is mounted on the SIP, peel the protective plastic from the area template. Insert the area template into the AVF1 with the arrow pointing up. Adjust the horizontal angle of the SIP in order to cover the far sensor area that needs protection. Please keep in mind any false alarm possibilities such as vegetation or any object constantly moving. Then, using the center circle of the AVF1, find the center point of the far area. Make sure that the center circle of the area template is centered in the AVF1 viewing area. Step 4. Check far sensor area edge. Mark the center far zone edge with a cone or have someone stand at that point. Then mark the right far zone edge and the left far zone edge. Lastly, using the AVF1, find the center point of the far detection area and use a measuring wheel to that point. In this example, the SIP 3020 maximum distance is 100 feet. To ensure that you cover the far edges of the detection zone, use your measuring wheel and start from the center point and go 33 feet to the right. For the left far zone edge, measure from the center point and go left 33 feet. With the SIP 3020, the total width is 66 feet. Step 5. Fine Angle Adjustment. While looking through the AVF1, adjust the vertical and horizontal angle of the SIP to center the far area in the area template. In doing so, you will get the position of the person located in the farthest detection area. Step 6. Using the AWT3 walk tester. Remove the AVF1 viewfinder and attach the AWT3 walk tester using the multi-pin connector. Please note the orientation of the connector. After it's attached, set the AWT3 connection select switch to Redwall 5. Then set the mode select switch to far, near, or creep zone, depending on the sensor area being calibrated. Step 7. Preparation for the walk test. Change all sensitivity switches to SH and set the logic switch to OR to confirm the edge of the detection area. Step 8. Performing the walk test. On the AWT3, move the cell battery switch to power supply from sensor. Then, make sure the area in front of the SIP is clear. A steady, constant tone should be heard from the AWT3. Make sure there is no variation in tone. If there's no variation in tone, check each far, near, and creep zone, if applicable, for a steady tone. Step 9. Perform the walk test. You will hear this steady tone if the detection area is clear from any obstacles. If the tone changes, check for any possible causes that might have created false alarms in the area. For example, moving vegetation, people, or animals. First, switch Mode Select to Far Zone. Then, walk across in the far zone and confirm that the edge of the detection area is set as required. This is the tone of the AWT3 you will hear as you walk across the detection zone. You will notice that before entering or leaving the far zone detection area, the tone changes. Once this is done, change the mode select to near zone. Lastly, repeat the previous far zone steps for the near zone walk test. Step 10. Walk test to confirm obstacle location. Finally, you need to confirm the location of any obstacles which could cause false alarms. Step 11. Attaching the AVF1. False alarm check. Disconnect the AWT3 from the SIP. Then, attach the AVF1 as described in Step 3 in Part 1, or refer to your hard copy procedure manual. Step 12. Recording the location of obstacles. While looking through the AVF1, write down the area template segment number which corresponds with the obstacles, such as vegetation or HVAC compressors. For the purpose of this demonstration, you would need to mask segments 1 and 2 for the far end zone and F6 for the near end zone. Step 13. Preparation for masking. First, remove the AVF1 viewfinder and then remove the lens window. Step 14. Masking the optics. Because of the mirrored optics in the SIP, the position of the mask will be opposite as seen on the AVF1. For the near zone, an area seen at the bottom right of the AVF1 template, F6 in this case, means the physical top left mirror would need to be masked. For the far sensor, the area seen as 1 and 2 on the AVF1 template needs to be masked. This would correspond with the 2 right side mirrors looking at the SIP face from the front. Step 14A, Far and Near Zone Masking. There are two options for masking the far zone. Option 1 is to shut off the far zone using the detection range selector switch. This, however, will disable the entire far zone sensor. Option 2 is to use the included masking plates. To use the far zone masking plates, first remove the fixing rubbers, then pull out the masking plate from its storage position. In this case, zones 1 and 2 need to be masked, corresponding to the two right side far zone mirrors. Finally, attach the masking plate to the rib, masking the right two mirrors and leaning the tab against the opening. Push in the fixing rubber to lock the masking plate into place. For the near zone masking, there is no electric termination needed for the SIP 3020. Peel off seal F6 from the paper using the supplied tweezers and cover the mirror section F6 with the seal. This is what the F6 mirror should look like. Please take note and double check that you selected the correct mirror, since this will be permanent. Step 15. Confirmation of correct masking using the AWT3. To confirm that the masking was done correctly, simply reconnect the AWT3 to the SIP. Step 16. Perform walk test to confirm correct masking. Check both areas masked, near and far, independently to ensure there is no detection in the masked areas. If the tone in the masking areas does not change, then masking is correct. Step 17. Adjusting the creep zone. First, loosen the creep zone lock screw and remove the lid. Then, locate the tab that indicates the creep zone home position. The sensor will be looking forward at 0 degrees. Now, adjust the creep zone ball horizontally and vertically as necessary. The horizontal adjustment range is plus 90 and minus 90 degrees, and the vertical adjustment is between minus 3 and plus 3 degrees. Now you are ready to conduct the walk test for the creep zone sensor using the AWT3 as shown in steps 8 and 9. When this task is complete, reinstall the creep zone lid and screw. Step 18. Final switch settings for SIP. In most cases, the sensitivity switch should be set to M and the logic switch set to AND. However, it depends on the application. Sensitivity. When performing the walk test, set sensitivity to SH. When the installation height is 7.6 feet, change the switch to M after the walk test. If M is too sensitive, select the L setting. If the SIP is installed at 13 feet, sensitivity for near and far may need to be changed to H. Logic. The detection logic selection is determined as follows. OR means that the object is detected in either pattern. AND means that the object is detected in both patterns. For most applications, set the AND mode. If it is needed to avoid an unwanted detection, you can use the OR mode, but the spot temperature change might be the cause of a false alarm. Please note that the factory default is always set at OR for the majority of installations. However, Optex highly recommends the AND mode to minimize false alarms. Alarm interval. You can set an interval of 4 different times to suspend the alarm signal output. These 4 times are available as 0, 15, 30, and 60 seconds. Factory default is 0. Use the 0 position for the AWT3 walk test and most applications. Step 19. Final walk test to confirm settings. Perform the final walk test to confirm the masking and operation of the SIP. Confirm the operation and masking in each far, near, and creep zone. Step 20. Final assembly. To complete the final assembly, remove the AWT3, reinstall the main cover, and tighten the 2 screws. As a last check, make sure the creep zone, horizontal, and vertical screws are also tightened. This concludes the Redwall 5 SIP Adjustment Procedures video.